thanks for joining us. Lots to talk about as usual. Let's have a wee word about the game on Saturday against Falkirk. Hugely disappointing result. On another day we could have won fairly comfortably, but it sort of summed up our season, didn't it, and not taking our chances.
Yeah, it was the results, the disappointment. I know what it means to the club, I know what it means to supporters, and also the players were hurting. I did ask them after the game to make sure that we tried to leave it at home after the weekend, because we didn't want it having an effect on the working week in terms of going into the Queen of the South game. But there was still a traits of it in the training on Monday, and to a certain extent I'm happy because it shows that it matters to them, and very much being able to focus from Tuesday onwards to the Queen of the South game.
Just finally on the game on Saturday, it seems, from a spectator, from a fan's point of view, I think there was probably a moment in the second half when one of the chances didn't go in. It felt like it just wasn't going to be our day. Did you have that feeling on the sidelines as well? You've been around the game long enough to know how these things work.
No, when Ashley hit the post, the fact that it didn't fall to somebody for maybe like to get a tap in or something like that, you're always going to ask yourself questions. Even when Bruce missed the penalty, I thought there was long enough in the game. The hard thing to take is from it, you can turn around and say we had the better chances in the game to win the game of football, but against Falkirk, if you get one chance to score a goal and win 1-0, we're happy. That's just the way that fixture is. So as I say, if we can go down to Queen of the South and create chances, we need to be more ruthless. We need to be a little bit more cutthroat and more professional in terms of taking our chances to give ourselves opportunities to win games now.
It's going to be a difficult match on Saturday. We beat them last time here, it was a tight match. We drew down there earlier on in the season. They're fighting for their lives, they've got a lot to play for. It is going to be a difficult afternoon. Yeah,
as you say, they're fighting for their life. I've watched the game back this week against Alloa, and they were very unfortunate to score on a few occasions. So they'll be looking to come into the game to take, they'll be coming into the game looking to try and take all 3 points from it as well, and that'll be a tough test down there.
In terms of how we're looking in injuries at the weekend, Tom Beadling obviously came off at the weekend. Any update on him and any other problems we might have?
No, unfortunately Tom will be missing for the game at the weekend. On the Pleasing front, Louis Longridge and Ryan Williamson have trained today. We just hope that there's not a reaction to that tomorrow, and they should be good for selection come Saturday.
Have you learnt a lot about the squad and the players over the past few weeks? Because it's been a topsy-turvy time since you've taken over. It was a poor start, but then we went on that fantastic run in the past 3 or 4 games haven't been as good. You'll be learning about the players all the time, and heading into next season you've got to make decisions about who you're going to keep.
No, you're right. And on that one, the players have got a lot to play for between now and the end of the season. As a coaching staff, we've got to try and drive them to make sure that there's 9 points at stake. And we've only taken 1 point from the last 5 games. That's the reality. As you said, we went through a wee spell where we taken that run of 5 games in a row after a dodgy start, so I've sort of seen the good, bad and ugly side of it, and working with the boys on a daily basis, you get to find out what their characters are all about, what strengths, what weaknesses, and what they can bring to the club. So on that side, it's been very testing, but it'll have its rewards as well, because we've got to know what characters we've got here.
And there's 3 games to go now till the end of the season. Playoffs are probably a little bit too distant. We're relying on quite a lot of other results going our way. What are you looking to get, besides the obvious, from the remaining 3 games of the season?
I could talk about the Morton game coming up. I could talk about Inverness. I want to see a reaction against Queen of the South on Saturday. And again, I'm very much, and I must stress this, it's not putting it all on the players. The players didn't deliberately go out to lose the game against Falkirk at the weekend. As a coaching staff, we'll take responsibility for that as well. And as I say, we've got a decision to make on the starting 11 that we go down to Queens with at the weekend. And if we go down there and win the game, the Morton and Inverness games take care of themselves.